Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Before we get started, please consider subscribing to my channel and possibly becoming a patron. In this video I'm going to help you set up a drone in your RadioMaster Zorro radio. We will do this on the radio. At the moment I don't think you can do this with EdgeTX Companion, so we're just going to do it on the radio. I checked this, you can set up models within EdgeTX Companion. But I'll show you all the settings, and if you want to follow along this, you'll be able to pause it and then adjust your radio. The one thing I'm going to leave out is the flip over after crash mode. I personally don't like that, because if you're a beginner to our hobby, you may burn out your ESC using this mode. So I don't even do it. I mean, I get the exercise and walk over and pick my drone up, to be honest, so I don't actually ever use it. So that's the reason why it's not included in this tutorial. Okay, let's switch over to the radio. Now the first thing we need to do is to make a basic model. To do that, we hit the model key. We're going to go down to a spare slot, push the enter button and push enter again. And now it's created a basic model. Now I'm going to switch back to the drone model to show you what we need to add to the basic model to allow it to work. Let me just turn this volume down a bit. There we go. So we are going to go across. Now the first thing is you can change the name. I've obviously called this drone. I've set up a timer which works on the throttle. When the throttle's forward, the timer will go. If you pull it back, the timer will stop. Basically I use that with the fixed wing electric aeroplanes. Then I put the time in at 5 minutes for that particular model, and persistent is off. I've got a minute count, and the countdown is beeps, and it's for 10 seconds. I didn't particularly like the sound, the voice in the EdgeTX for making the countdown. It sounds weird, so I set it up for beeps. This is all optional, of course, all of these parts. And you should be good to go on the setup. I've already made a video of doing your binding, so you will know how to do that. But let's have a look. The switches, you can see my switch B, which is my arm switch, is in the back position, which isn't the default. So what you do is you put your switches in the default position you want them in, and you just highlight the S warnings, and then you hit the key and it will set them, configure the switches for you in the correct position. Let's just make sure I've left those all in the correct position. Okay, I think that's everything in this window. Now let's take a look at the next page. Okay, the heli is coming up. At the moment I can't see how to turn that off at the moment, because you can't download your firmware in EdgeTX Companion yet, so you're stuck with that. Then we go on to flight modes. Now flight modes, if I come back out of here, I want to show you what they are. There we go, they show you on your screen, so you can quickly look to see if your model is disarmed or armed when you plug in your battery. With a drone, obviously that won't fire up because you're using a flight controller, but with a fixed wing this would be important. So as long as this is in the disarm position, my switch, it doesn't matter what I do with my modes, it always shows me it's disarmed. The minute I arm, I can see which mode I'm in, flight mode, so acro. Okay, so that explains to you what the modes does. So let's go back to that, hit the model key. We're going to go page over. And you need to set them up in the order so it works the way I've just shown you. So flight mode 1 is horizon. Then in flight mode, 0 is horizon. Flight mode 1 is disarm, and that's my switch SE in the back position. Now you can pick whichever switches you want to. Flight mode 2 is angle, and that's this switch SB in the middle position. And acro is flight mode 3, and it's my switch forward. So I normally fly in acro now, so that's normally kept forward. So you can edit these. Let me just show you. By clicking, you can go down and you can change the global variables, which I'm not going to go into. I do have OpenTX videos about global variables, but this is not the remit for this video. So let's come back out. And going forward a page, these are the basic inputs. You don't touch this. When we made the basic model, these were set up for you. Where we have to do a little bit of work was within mixes. So we are going to set up mixes for the arm, mode and beeper. That's all we need to do. So I'm going to go through those with you now. So if we, oops, daisy, If we hold down the button, we can click enter and we can edit. And you can see I've called the mix arm. The source is the switch you want to choose. In my case, it's switch SE. The weight is -100. The offset is 0, and we should be good to go in there. That should be it. Let me just check. Yes, that's right. Okay, we're going to come out of there. So we've now set up our arm switch.
Disarm motors.
Then we go on to the modes, and if we hold the button down and click edit, we can see we've got our switch SB. The weight is 100, and that is all we need to do in there, and our mode switch is set up. Then we go to beeper, we click edit, and we go there, we switch that switch SF, which should be
Buzzer.
this one here, and it's weight 100, offset 0, and we should be good to go. That's all we need to do there. Let me come back out. Now let's move over to the next screen. Outputs, we don't need to do anything, or in curves or in logical switches. Now these are the special functions we have set up. Now I've set my timer reset to the push button underneath. You can hear that resetting. So we need to set up a line that is the switch H being pressed. So it's, the function is reset. We select the timer we want and we activate it by ticking that box. The next one is playing the track. So it says reset. So you don't need to visually check the front screen. You hear it say reset. Like, you don't need to do this, but this is what I do. So that is switch H being pressed in. Play track, you select play track and reset, and then that's it. Then you've got the two armed, so the switch SE forward and switch SE back, which is play track. The play track for both of them, one is armed and one is disarmed. Then we go on to our switch SB, which is this one, which is our mode button. Now I'll set that up. The switch SB forward is, and select play track and pick the track that you want it to play. In this case, it's acro mode. And then switch in the middle position, which is angle mode, and then switch back, which is horizon mode. Now, we've now got, what I've done, I set up a play track on the buzzer so that if I'm looking for the plane, what it's going to do is going to set the buzzer off every 10 seconds. I don't know if you want to hang around for 10 seconds, but let's have a look.
Buzzer.
So in 10 seconds time, that will play again because it's still activated. It's just to reassure me that the buzzer is still being activated, just in case I'm a long way. There we go, long way away from the aeroplane. So that is switch SF, or whichever switch you've chosen in the position you want it to play. Select play track, select the track which is buzzer, and then give it a delay, a repeat time of 10 seconds. And that is everything. If you follow this tutorial, you should have set your drone up, and you now will need, of course, go into beta flight and configure everything there. But that is everything with regard to the Zorro radio. And there we go, you know now how to set up a drone in your Zorro radio. Now if you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up, and if you didn't, give it a thumbs down. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them in the comment section below, because I'd love to hear from you. And also, if you have any videos you'd like me to, tutorial videos you'd like me to produce for the Zorro, please leave those in the description below and I'll see if I can help you out. Thanks for watching, happy flying, bye for now.